You know how like old people do like crosswords and stuff? They say like, as you get older, you need to do things like help you think because crosswords are so difficult. But me doing my clothing line kind of engages my mind. I'm not gonna lie, like it's a lot of problem solving, kind of. Like I just was like, okay, I'm just gonna do it like the way I want to do it right now.
Somebody in the mouth, they like, yo, I'm up. Like if you right now, if you punch me in my mouth, I'm up. I'm up. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm all of it. Let me tell you, I'm all of it. And guess what's gonna happen? Once you punch me in my mouth, I'm gonna get my man, Terrence, K.O. Lewis, I'm gonna get him to punch me in my mouth. Because then I wanna get double the money, but I'm gonna say you did all of it.
No, because it ain't gonna matter. And I'm gonna take the same kind of money that you would get and get it on and go shoot you yeah, double time. But they finally get a chance to run. Then start feeling fun. All of a sudden, everybody don't remember nothing. Nah, that lost you. No, I don't want to do that.
Oh, but wait.
They shot me. They shot the damn.
But wait.
No, this ain't right.
Extreme. You punch somebody in the mouth. They like.
Oh, and so I fucking did my shit. I was like, why did I fucking do it this way? This way is dumb as fuck. And really, like, I have like a bunch of different glue from like Elmer's to super glue. Everything in between, fabric glue, whatever it is. Oh my god, Carl. Hi. And it's like, I just rubber cemented the shit out of it, and it's like, super glue works a lot better. Well, hello, Carl. But it's like, I didn't feel like doing it because rubber cement, it's like a huge jar. It's like, why can't super glue be like that? Super glue is like this much. It costs $5. It's like, whatever. Should have bought a hot glue gun. Flip your hair over your face. Why? Then like I went and got a latte. You just don't even really realize how much you don't think. Like even as like a 30-year-old. It's almost like you could seriously go through on autopilot. And I was like, I thought I learned my lesson, like not to get lattes. They make me tired. But I just kind of feel like, okay, with the clothing design that I'm doing, the clothing designs that I'm doing, like I'm in control of time in a sense. Whereas like every other in working out, but like they're like my body's kind of in control. Like I kind of tell my body what to do in a sense, but with the clothes, like everything else is just kind of like life just tells you where to be, when to be there, and shit like that. You ain't gotta think twice about nothing really. Like red light means fucking stop. Like everything's automatic in a sense, like autopilot. But with the clothing design and shit, it's like it's kind of like this creative thing that just comes and goes, and like you're gonna like apply how you feel to something, and yeah, like you could make something take forever, or you could do something in like 5 minutes. Feels like there's like a minty taste in my mouth. I like long hair. Well, hopefully mine keeps growing. I literally like started eating beef jerky. Like I'm not even kidding you. Like I was eating beef jerky. Like it became part of my diet. And I swear to God, like the beef jerky will kill you. I'm not even lying to you. And then two, like basically, like I have to have my hair wrapped up all the time if I'm driving. Otherwise, it just like breaks off. But it's like fucking insane. Like I literally, I think it's the beef jerky. I really do. Like, I literally started eating beef jerky. All my nails broke off. And then, like, I was looking at pictures and it's like, yeah, the length behind on my back is still there. But it's like all the front stuff is like, it's the weirdest thing ever. And I think it was the beef jerky. No one's going to tell you that beef jerky is a leading cause of single parent family homes. But it really is. All right, story time. So when I was in college, in my early 20s, which I think when you're in college, you're almost in your teens still. Like you're 21 for like a year or something. It's like I don't really consider you could say like, oh, I was in my 20s in college. It's like you were like a teenager in college, like whatever. But like obviously, I smoked weed a shit ton. Everybody around me smoked weed. That was like the culture. Spit. So, and I basically I never thought I would ever give up smoking weed. It's because it's like I like to smoke and shit like that, like this. But then, like, I dated this guy, if you want to call it that, and around that time in Indiana, like they legalized spice, which is like seems like a century ago, but like it was this like thing called spice that they legalized, and like it was just really weird, and it's like it was like potpourri or something. Like they sprayed chemicals on it to make you feel some type of like high, like the weed high, but it like wasn't weed at all. There was like a few times like all I would do was hang around with him though. And there was like a few times, and I would say this was in my 20s, where we would smoke and it was like insane. It wasn't like anything I'd ever done the decade prior or whatever. So basically, like I had that was like over 10 years ago, it seems like. So it's been like 10 years since I smoked marijuana or whatever. And I get to California and it's obviously legal. And I'm like, okay, well, you have to, experience the culture of California. So I went to like a family friend and him and I smoked a joint. But I mean, that's not really fun. Like, who needs to smoke a joint while you're eating dinner or whatever it is? Like, I would smoke if everyone's like a little bit intoxicated and chilling out and shit like that. Like, not a lot of talking going on. Like, I don't really like to talk and stuff. So, anyways, I was like, fuck weed, basically. I'm like, whatever. And then like last night, I was like, I lost my job and I'm leaving California. So I was like, I haven't done anything fun. And there was like Trey Songz's birthday party or something like that, celebration at one of the clubs. And like when I had gone to see that family friend, I had bought like two things that California gives you, like these little sacks. I bought two of them, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go try to listen to some rap or whatever, and I'm gonna fucking, you know, drink a shot and like smoke some of this weed to just say bye to, California or whatever. So I fucking went to a liquor store and got like a couple shots of Patron, and I bought like a blunt and shit. And then I get to the venue and I go park, and I'm like, I literally look like asshole. I probably smell like asshole. I am asshole. So I get all ready and shit like that, and I fucking start drinking my Patron, and I whip out the fucking blunts, and I fucking roll a blunt. It literally was like this fucking big, and like I can honestly say like I don't even consider like in my 20s like I smoked weed. Like I would say just in college and in high school like I smoked weed. And it's like, I have no business. I don't even think I have business, like, taking a puff, to tell you the truth. But here I was in the fucking car by myself, motherfucker, drinking by myself, rolled like a blunt this fucking big. I'm not even lying to you. And like twisted the end, fucking lit it, shit like that. It was like a fucking cigar. And I was like fucking smoking it like it was a fucking cigar. I smoked like a third of it or whatever. And I mean, I was high as a fucking kite. Like I really was. Like literally, like I'm surprised my head didn't float off of my body. Like I was just so fucking. It was like I was on a fucking roller coaster, like mentally, like. And like I had 1.5 shots, and that was like at 11 or midnight. And like this douchebag was at the venue, just like I was like trying to chill out. Like I just got there. I was kind of like, eh. There's a lot of poor people here. I don't really like it. And I go and smoke a cigarette, and there's this like weird black white man. Like he's black, but he's white, and he's just like basically like energy wise, like aura or like energy field, body field wise, he was like this to me the whole time, and it was just like I was like, I just feel your heart chakra, and it's just not great. You know what I mean? And so like. I was like, damn, this shit keeps getting like fucking worse and worse and worse. This motherfucker won't leave me alone, and like I don't really have the patience to like get out of this situation just because I don't really care that much. And I went back to my car and literally slept for like 3 hours. And like 4 hours later, basically, I was still like, oh my God. Like that fucking weed will fuck you up more than fucking alcohol will. But then again, like I don't smoke, and I like was fucking puffing on it like it was a fucking oxygen tank. I had emphysema, and it was my oxygen tank. But two, it's kind of like, you know, like you don't want to really be around like douchebags when you're that high. And like the dude, the white black man was like so fucking like immature, and it was just like, oh my god. I feel like this is the vibe that's tonight, and I just like I know how to have a good time. I'm fortunate enough that most of my years growing up, I was around people that also knew how to like have a good time. Just so happens last night, well, wasn't really around people that like that. It was just chill as fuck. Story time's over. But like, I wouldn't even say I get fucked up once a year. That's how I dealt with it. I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so guilty. I got fucked up last night. It's like, get over yourself. You got fucked up. You never get fucked up. Who cares? But it's weird being able to talk about it because, like, when you're in California, it's like I could go next door and buy fucking weed.